Wow.
So what's making this sense? My own is on. Abdul. Abdul. Okay, finish. Okay, so Abdul, without it scrolling, it can't stand. No, if I'm posting, I will always have to be moving. I always have to because see, the page cannot stand all, and I need the page to stand all for me to. Urban centric capitalization just all. It's
Can you hear me now? Hello?
all that more about the I don't know which is for that. Now moving on to the furniture. See, then did you put people the few people will take over than did you work for the local break mechanism? Therefore, Rachel praise of it. Now this place was still better first. Because this I mean, but like this scrolling, having to scroll like this, okay, well, fix successor. I will not be waiting for the next thing. The next one to come out is after all this picture. So normally the page is supposed to stand while like this. It's not supposed to be scrolling. There's nothing wrong. Give him sense I would. Oh, yeah. Let if I can be easier, Okoye band over betting, Ellie's rules next time. Look at this one. Also, like see this post on now is very interesting. Everything stand. Normally now, I'm supposed to start it with this big story that our super egos won. Now I can't do this and now start looking at the rest. Are we starting? Are we starting? Abdul, please start again from beginning. Help me, Abdul. Abdul, start me again once you're done. Okay, we will connect to there with that. Jaffa would have been here to do it. It was not that I did it first. Abdul, start me again. Just start my stuff again.
You with the watchers and the listen to us right now on Top CHRICED Radio and TV. This na morning Wakayans the Princess, and it comes to you every Monday for each Friday for your weekdays. And then inside this 9 o'clock hour, I welcome you to Inside Naija program. We're going to tell you all the things that we need to know for the front pages of the paper. And after which, comparison, the window was in the play. Enter for inside studio. Ego pieces of the big yarnings there with the inside the newspapers and inside the news.
Already, not be to me again to you. The drama, like action film, I'm bust for inside National Assembly yesterday when Oga Madam, Senator for inside Kogi State, been taken by force, returned to the Senate. All this one and plenty more, then go come inside the part two of Inside Naija. But for now, pack, relax. We could carry you enter for waiting the for front pages of this newspaper after this short break. Welcome back to Inside Naija, where we carry on review. Without waste time, we could begin tell you the papers that we in hand this morning. We will start up with the Guardian newspaper. And inside the Guardian paper this morning, there's no be small suspense. The chai everywhere just there for shocking. As they say, APC neck go do meeting now on top of who go be their new chairman and how they go do the zoning. Still inside the Guardian newspaper, Nigeria they lose $18 billion to multinationals and people who know they agree pay tax every year. 210 trillion naira money GBT. Senate now don't they accuse NNPCL GCEO say he just not the hear word and they don't give them 24 hours to show for their side. And for the kili they would happen for inside Benue State chai. Oga government don't come out now saying that 3,160 people now you don't get where to stay again. 48 houses now don't scatter finish. All this inside the Guardian and Senate don't give approval for the $21.8 billion plan of collecting money where Tinubu they do, and also the 758 billion naira pension fund, and also all the one of say people now they complain say money will they owe, they increase more and more. The other ICC renovation and renaming of public assets, a better report where the Guardian do we go need to check out. House of Reps now don't they consider say they want to do a law where go stop with politicians and families them to know they use private hospitals or private body matter facilities them. US now we dey hear say people now will get matter level for matter. Don't they want say ha? If it not better for Nigeria and Africans though, as United States now don't they come out from UNESCO. And the tension now break bone everywhere as security people now no allow Natasha to enter into the National Assembly. All this one and plenty more now you could see for inside the Guardian newspaper of today. Sharp. The second newspaper for we hand. Now the Daily Trust newspaper. Then start them to say, oh, come and see how Ajibade Alozie they fire Nigeria into the finals of the Women African Cup of Nations. National Assembly block Natasha. Make you no come back to resume meeting with them. But the matter of plenty water palava we both they call flood. Oga government don't they tell all the leaders for not do something now. And House of Reps now don't ask United States of America. Say me they return back the 5-year visa policy for Naija people. Still inside the Daily Trust newspaper, our business no go fit survive for double-digit interest rate. Entrepreneur now they talk that one. It be like big gist, enter for inside the Daily Trust newspaper. If you be business person, make you know how this one will take affect you. After 8 months, oh, Pekin, where they be they find, you don't finally reunite with him, mama. People now where they make love, don't say they have seen about 31 NDAs where they are way no pure. And now they don't talk, say EFCC, oh, go and recover back some huge amount of money from these people and put them for government purpose. Final. For inside the front page of Daily Trust, why Tinubu never still choose ambassadors? Check out the why for inside the Daily Trust newspaper of today. All right, now Vanguard, Conjejeli Wayoli, take a follow that paper this morning. And they are big to read for there. For the Ankoti Udu Aga. They say I want to use by force to resign. Come and see the drama. As the Senate with Natasha and security join body they can't do clashing. some kind small to rejoin for that one, like where they say they no allow her make a carry motor enter, even a convoy, so she gets to trek to the National Assembly premises with a leg. We also hear saying, so they block her, say may not cross even the main building. Anyway, Natasha don't say, I will not just sit down and fold my hand. I go carry my leg waka to appeal court. Let them for interpret to me exactly wetin the law dey talk on this. Some people they will fight for people right, plus even Aisha Yesufu. Now so they begin the battle police on top this matter of say they stop the Madam Senator. But security bodies talk say, be also we collect order from above. Now we take do wetin we do. So then inside another matter, they say reconsider any journey when you dey plan to journey go Nigeria. Now wetin United States of America they tell their people with that. They say be careful, say kidnapping, terrorism. We not even get better body matter care with others then. Now in the warriors for Nigeria. Still on top that one now, Senate ma don't give a carry go. Say for 2025-2026, make them go do some borrowing plan of $21.5 billion. And on Mission X, that is to win our 10th WAFCON title, Nigeria don't throw away South Africa, come out from the throne. All these and plenty more inside the Vanguard newspaper of this morning. Nigerian Tribune come follow. But to tell you, say, confusion continue to dey break bone on top APC neck meeting. Because both governor now, the working committee, all of them now no even know wetin dey go on when it comes to caucus matter. Osun PDP leaders don't stand jam, say they support Tinubu and Adeleke for second time. And for inside the body matter report, where the online review do, they say, if a pikin will never reach 13 years, get a telephone, a smartphone, he follow for waiting they cause poor mental health. Who let them read this report, make you know waiting day. Central Bank of Nigerian governor don't talk, say our external reserve, it don't hit $40.1 billion inside the month of July. They maintain lending rates for 27.5% and say 8 banks don't meet up waiting they need to do to recapitalize. Africa, they lose $90 billion every year to importing fuel wey not get to quality. Now, Dangote, they talk of this one. Ogbonge government now don't give new alert. Say there will be plenty water palava of flood inside 28 states. And last for the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, Okpeolo, they insist, say Obi must let him know before he go waka enter Edo State. Enter for inside the Nigerian Tribune, you go see all of this gist there. The Nation, come they run, follow that paper. By to tell us, say APC, PDP, they don't begin now to start 2027 plans with some very, very important neck meetings. They say, we go take over and do the work. Then the standing committee, then be the waiting. APC go really talk about for their own. Why PDP now don't they push? Say, we'll make them now, they will take work together after Atiku and others don't abandon the party. Natasha plus her supporters now so them caught Yagba for the entrance to National Assembly. Okweolo still they talk, say he have bring back Edo line with 100 buses. Senate now don't invest, say Ojulari no consider. And then Presido said them go open up cancer center for inside Katsina, Beni, and Nsuka. Then Adeleke, Uyilola, Osun PDP leaders then stand jib, say make Tinubu win election again. Central Bank say 8 banks don't meet what they need to recapitalize. And Eastern Rail Line project don't get $3 million vote inside $21 billion money within the plan to go borrow. All this one and plenty more inside the Nation newspaper. Jumping sharply into the Punch, Senate don't give carry go for Tinubu to borrow $21 billion from outside country. And still, Attorney General Fagbemi in office now say no, government no get hand for First Holdco PLC and say this day arise all the report that they do na bad belle. And still, Dangote don't export 1.3 billion liter of petrol as marketers they buy petrol from outside country. It be like saying for inside the next meeting where they go do today, na APC go talk who go take over Ganduje, plus plenty others then wey dey lobby for the position. Israel people now they do we no go gree for Tel Aviv. On top say food don't short for inside Gaza. ADC, the boy, for say Adeleke, Nilola, they don't support Tinubu to win election 2027. Natasha say ahead, now court she dey go after Senate stop her from to resume back. Finally, for front of the Punch newspaper this morning, article don dey warn Asokweolo and Wike they insist say Obi must get clearance before he go enter the state. Moving to some sports story from the Punch Sports Extra this morning. The biggest gist for there na say Nigeria 2, South Africa 1. Bring it on as Falcons now don't set to play Morocco for WAFCON final after they beat South Africa. Still on still, they don't ban Okoye for on top of some kind Igiaga when he get to do with betting. Madugu don't they cut cap for the team unity after they did fear say Bayana fit be tough thing for them. Inter, Atalanta, they drag over who go take Lukman. I know don't set forest targets for next season. Isaac, they ask say make Magpies increase in pay. Simons, they open to transfer into Chelsea. Devils don't reduce the asking price of Garnacho to £40 million. And then still on still, Arsenal don't reach agreement for Gyökeres. And Eze Chukwu say high-flying sprint sensation is living her dreams. Finally, AFN don't talk say no, there will be no World Championship trial inside Abeokuta. All this and plenty more you will get for Sports Story inside the Punch Sports Extra newspaper for today. And this now where we go draw the curtain on top waiting day for the front pages of the newspaper. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow, sometime same station for another edition. But do yourself a favor, try to get one of these papers, read what's in the inside, get the full gist so that your own no go lost. All right, stay with us because when we come back after this short break, our Sabi man will not sit down with us for inside the studio, and you and me will get the opportunity to Sabi the pieces and the breaking down of the big victories inside the news. Stay with us.
Naija, e don take small wey I say yo. Maybe na one of the reasons why rumors bin dey spread say Kebobo don leave the media space. But you know what? Say no to fake news because I never get tired and I no dey retire. I just change gear small dey make we enjoy ourselves better. Before you don dey listen to me and that voice dey sweet you, the analysis dey totori you. Now you go dey watch me live on top CHRICED radio and television, where we go dey break down news analysis wella for you. On top of newspaper radio, big victory wey dey happen inside program wey we call Inside Naija. You go enjoy am wella because we go break am for you, you go reason with us and you go understand the grammar well. Wetin you need to do now na to follow us on top www.cricedradiotv.com. or you can follow us on top all our social media platforms. My name is Olawale Omaniyi. On top CHRICED radio and television, your matter, now we own.
Area, now your boy original baby J be this and na CHRICED radio and TV where we dey follow yarn the matter. As the matter they do you go follow me yarn, myself go follow you talk, go find solution for the matter. And if you want to watch us for this CHRICED radio and TV, you go follow us for our website where be www.cricedradio.tv. And you fit still follow me yarn the matter for all our social media platform. Make you remember say for CHRICED radio and TV, your matter now we own.
Welcome back. If you're going to and this is the into the big news inside the news. Everything straight to you and me again. Yesterday, on the Tuesday, the Kogi Central Court of Media Suspension in Confam physically walk up by she won't go and resume work based on the court order they made. And even before that case, they go to no allowance to enter, no even allowed to do anything. The conversation is the coordinator. The new police to come because I get application inside the studio. Let us fix this matter from committee staff. We did know, we did know. So you see that I say, yes, it's not about talk. It's really the control in National Assembly to join together to welcome Lawale Omoni inside the studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, princess.
How you doing, sir?
Are you okay?
Right. So you don't hear the introduction one of them drop. It's drama. Natasha put in their hand and the Senate. And if just understand the matter simply, it's in the go on. And yesterday, matter what happened. Any injustice. And they can do that.
To me, yesterday matter na needless drama anyway. Now needless drama in the sense that court don't talk in on, and we all know say if you are not okay with waiting court being talk for the country, the best thing for you now to go appeal that particular case. You understand? And Senate don't already make their position know say they don't go appeal that particular case. So if you don't go appeal, you now need to wait to know what will be the next line of action. In a situation whereby Senator Natasha just feel like, okay, I want to go and enforce or maybe, yes, the court ruling without you doing the needful in the sense that the same court will too be telling waiting she need to do. In fact, the way she described the court order regarding her own case, is saying that the most watery case which you don't ever hear
Sure.
be that, you understand? Saying that the most watery case which you don't ever hear. So if you talk, say, the most watery for the one way court talk, say, make you do, you understand? You can't expect the one way you feel like, say, it favors you on the part of the same ruling, the same judge, and you say you won't go enforce them. It no supposed to be like that. And it is shocking because Senator Natasha, na legal practitioner, person wey go school, go read law, she no even stop at that. After them call her into bar, you still go do masters in the same course, you understand? You don't need to even consult your legal practitioners or your lawyers before you know that there are some procedures you need to follow. You understand? The Senate been done the talk, say, okay, waiting court be even talk. They are not compelling us to say this person must come back. They are only advising us to make go review our rules and regulation. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
To make sure say affect people where the senator been they represent because of subsequent situation. But to Senator Natasha, she felt, this thing favored me and I needed to go back. Now, if you check the entire Senate, do we have a single senator now supporting her? Not even women in the Senate, the remaining two. We don't see any one of them supporting her. So if you now say, okay, you want to go by force, you know the procedure. You see the situation there yesterday. Motorists were stranded. People were not able to move around to go about their normal businesses because of this singular action. You understand? So if court talks, okay, you don't violate contempt of law court, go pay so amount, go do apology, go do this. And you are saying you want to appeal that part of the ruling. You've not even made the move. You knew the option of what you're supposed to follow yesterday. Eventually, when they did not allow you, now say, okay, you want to go and appeal.
Okay, I can chip in here. Now, if we want to look the matter, from the talk, we come down on this, waiting the court talk. Yes, then tell us say for that post where she post. Because she still put on there say, now different things then. Say, a contempt of court, now that issue of say she post, the same she go do that one. Say, but calling her back, don't get anything to do with the issue of contempt. And again, let's also look at it, just like what the judge said. Say, not be say she no commit offense, yes. But they deprive her people, like the punishment now is not even on her. now on her people. So if we're looking at even maybe what is right and wrong, when it was even, is it right say that they deprive her people of representation for inside Senate? That now one. If she no do these things what they say me she do, pay that money, do that apology, it actually no affect her people inside. Unlike this situation, you get where we say not allowing her come, they deprive her. Is it no more serious? Doesn't she have point to try and force this? And what did she thought she dey go do for appeal? Now say make them interpret to her. Because according to her, maybe she and the Senate get issue. Say now she and Senate President Godswill Akpabio get issue.
Regardless of whatever you are looking for in the appeal, you have to wait for the interpretation. You have to wait for the interpretation. You cannot go and enforce by yourself. You understand? If to say these people choose not to appeal the case, you now say, oh, it's time bounding, they've already told you what they need to do, they refuse to do that, they did not appeal, and they refuse to call you back. That's another thing entirely. And you know what? Even with that, you will now be the one to go back to go and fight for contempt.
That's like they did.
John,
So no,
order,
no be say she
not
for
for you
go
to
there
go and
by court. Now court she for go back to.
you're not law enforcement agents. You understand? If they refuse to call you back and they refuse to appeal, you will now go back to court. For instance, if they charge okay, we find you go and pay this to this person. If the person refuse, you go back to the same court to say this person you are charging him for contempt, that he has disobeyed the court order. Not for you to go to the place to say you want to enforce it. When even security agents that are law enforcement agents are not supporting you. You understand? They're supposed to go back to go and appeal. But in a situation whereby, in their own wisdom, they decided that we want to appeal this case, then she has to wait. And like I've always been telling people, for instance, if sitting governor, loses election at tribunal, and they already go and file are they unseating those governors?
That's the person will win.
The person, the sitting governor right now,
Yes.
fall loose at tribunal.
Yes, and they go
We
put
go and
in,
file.
yes, but they go put in the other person will win now.
They don't used to do that. You have to wait till Supreme Court. That has been the tradition. So in a situation whereby these people say, okay, we've appealed the case, and even your own part of the judgment, what court said you should do, you refuse to do it, even the Senate again can go back to say want to even file contempt against her.
But what they say she should do, and this judgment will favor her, they know how they relate.
Whether they relate or not, what let what? There's no smoke without fire. It was as a result of the grudges between them that led to, writing a letter on our social media page, which court said, okay, we've already told you people to maintain status quo. We've told you people not to do anything on your platform for now. And she violated the rule. She did that. Court filed her for contempt. She refused again. Initially, remember, court said, don't do this. She went ahead. She did that. They now reported her in court. That was why they now say, okay, we are filing you for this because of that. The second time now, she's violating court order. Again. And you want this case in your favor. And you want to go and enforce court order by yourself. When you are violating it, you don't really sit down well. It was needless, that drama that we witnessed yesterday. Unfortunately for her, Senate will be going for recession.
Yes,
you
because
understand?
the Senate spokesperson, Yemi Adaramodu, don't talk and say, till they resume in 2 months' time from their recess. No hope for her to come back.
It will even make sense for her. It will make sense for her to just wait without even pressing any court order, wait for that 6 months and return gently to the house. But with the way the situation is right now, they may continue to drag it because 6 months that the Senate gave her before was based on the condition that she will not go and press any court ruling or whatever. They may now hide under that condition now that since the case is in court, even if your 6 months has elapsed, we are not calling you back until we finalize the case in court.
But what now happens to the people of our constituency which they represent? How ordinary Nigerians won't benefit from this?
It is so unfortunate for the people, but whenever the case is in court, you cannot be talking about people again. You'll be talking about how soon can they speedily rule on this particular case. That is what we should be looking at right now. Because if you want to set a precedent to say, okay, this is how you want it to be done, somebody must sacrifice for it. Unfortunately, it's for our constituents that are paying whatever they did not bargain for right now because of the person we represent them. You knew that.
Kolawole, are they facing this because of the person we represent them, or because of the, let's say, assumed bad belly of who be the organ of the person we represent them? Because this talk now will they talk, just like you always say. Now something where they feel look say, oh, for the sake of the people they will represent, ordinary innocent Nigerians with this thing no affect, then we just call her back. Why is the Senate not even doing that for the sake of the people?
Unfortunately, if you want to let us go back to what really transpired in the first place,
Go ahead.
Remember it was sitting arrangement or not sitting arrangement.
Bam.
And you remember a number of senators or lawmakers have come out to say, this is normal. They used to change
It's part of our,
it's part of our routine. And they used to change our seat almost every time. And there was no any problem about it. She raised the alarm that, okay, no, apart from even that one, there are so many things that are ongoing underground. It's now subject to, okay, where is the evidence of some of these things you've been talking about? You've not been able to provide evidence before Nigerians. You've not even been able to provide the evidence before the court of law. You understand? So if some of these matters are in court, unfortunately, she's not the first person that had this kind of battle. Ndume and the likes, a number of them like that, had this kind of challenge. It affected their constituents. That is why the court is now advising the Senate to say, okay, if you guys are proving separation of power, we did on our own as legislature, you did on your own as judiciary, executive arm of government did there, can you guys review you people's rules and regulations to at least favor the people? What can you people do to make sure that, okay, the longer time you are just slamming on people like this, to really make sense? So if that's not the case, it now depends on their own discretion to say, okay, what can we do next? But with the current situation right now, that the matter is in court, they are filing appeal here and there, that even at that appeal, I want to believe that maybe a party that is not, the ruling will not favor may still say, okay, I'm going to Supreme Court. So what it means is that they will keep elongating this, and it may be a delayed status for the Senate to make sure they deal with her. But fortunately, now the people where they represent, that then go suffer most. She has been saying that, okay, she has been doing her legislative waiting. She has been taking care of her constitution. No! Constitutionally, what they ask her to come and do is to make law on their behalf, to oversight. You understand? Put their matter before the National Assembly. And if that is not done, whatever she's doing to her constituent right now is secondary.
But you still mention people like Ndume, where also none of them were punished as severely. None of their punishment, they are serious as this are all. Why 6 months? Really looking at it, 6 months, not too much.
In their own situation, they did not remain adamant.
Okay, so even our own attitude follow for why her problem they like that.
I think the last is it Senator Ningi? When them being suspended, you understand? He was remorseful, you understand? And they applied politics into it. Political solution, they were able to resolve it. But in a situation whereby also where they give, for instance, they sanction you today, say based on say waiting and see. The following day you go to the national TV from one spot to another, you say so many other things. The allegation of say okay, harassment and this and that, it came up at the national on national television, not before the house. And whatever they say among themselves, they can still the rule says, oh, you cannot hold it against each other. But you going to the national TV to go and be raising a number of allegations, you know that you can't compare Senator Natasha's case to that of Senator Ningi or Udume. That's why they were able to quickly resolve in their own matter. And if you remember the genesis of this case too, the same way many colleagues stood up to say, okay, we want to support this person and plead on their behalf, they did that to Natasha too. But she was very for these things. She didn't just want it. Do you understand? She just want it in her own way. And you, as a senator, cannot face the remaining 108 senators when you see that the body language of the remaining 108, none of them even support you. So in that case, you can't just say, okay, it's just the way you want it, you want to get it. And people have been saying the way you are going about it is not even the right way. Sometimes you have done a number of movements, a gesture, you understand? That is not even lawful. Before you now say, okay, you go and consult your lawyer. It's not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to consult your lawyer. Even you as a legal practitioner, if you feel like, okay, maybe you don't want to just, probably because you may be biased based on what your feelings and whatever, you're supposed to consult your lawyer before you act. But most of what we are seeing from her, she'll be acting when she no get her way. You know, say, okay, I will go and consult my legal practitioner on what to do. It's not supposed to be like that. Not even a farmer will be having this kind of back and forth without even consulting his own lawyer. But in your own case, you're a legal practitioner and you have somebody that is defending you. They're supposed to even advise her better, which I'm suspecting that probably she was advised, but she insists that she wanted to go yesterday.
Anyway, we still get Kolawole Omoniyi inside the studio. She's seen all the matters and where they happen. Me said, I don't pick a lot from this drama Igiaga between the Senate and Natasha. But as the matters stay, they go down, we'll continue to bring you the updates. As we go talk, when two elephants they fight, now the grass they suffer. We hope say ordinary country people which they represent will see a way to take make sure say their voice still they heard. Now, moving to the next matter, the House of Representatives don't begin now to bring in a bill that na matter where they want onto law, or say they want to stop public and civil servants them, may they know they go private schools, private healthcare facilities, you get, and the matter loud, the long. This one is just introduction. We won't do on the matter. We will talk more the cocoa on Friday by the special grace of God. But this issue of say they want to bring out a law now. We will stop government people, stop government workers. They don't know they patronize private schools, private hospitals. Making sense?
A good move based on the context of what we are experiencing in Nigeria, but not a democratic move.
Explain.
Not a democratic move in the sense that in democratic setting, you don't impose, right? This one is more of imposition. What they are trying to do is to make sure, say, everything they work out well for our health sector and for that of education sector. But in the course of doing that, by implication, you now as a civil servant, they will now impose it on you to say, okay, it's a must for you to, in democratic setting, you have options. You don't rely on only one thing. And that's the beauty of democracy. That the reason why I talk, say, now good move, but no day democratic. Now let us check the reality of waiting day for grant. If we check our education, if we check our schools, say you can't compare when it has to do with that of private and public. Many teachers now that are teaching in public schools, they don't have their children in that same school where they are teaching. And this is the kind of move that they want the bill to correct, to make sure, say, as a political office holder, as a teacher, as a public servant, your children must be in public schools or you must be able to patronize public healthcare facilities. Here is the implication of that kind of move. I doubt if the bill could go scale.
They don't read on for the first three.
Yes, process, a lot of process still there involved. And even if National Assembly pass, if the House of Reps now pass them, they will still need to subject them to Senate, that they have a back and forth drama. If they pass them again, they will still need to subject it to say, okay, Oga Presido want assent them. If you know assent them into law, they can also say they want to veto it. I don't have problem with all those processes if it's scale. Where my fear, my problem, my fear day, now how they want to implement this kind of a bill or eventual law. How in the sense that we've not gotten the details of the bill to know waiting will be the sanction in case you violate the order or the law. Waiting will be the sanction, maybe in a payment of fine. If in a payment of fine, they will violate it tire. That's number one. Then number two, if you want to do it, it will touch some other provision of the law that is against, it will be against other provisions of the law. For instance, now, movement is there. If I have my children now that are traveling abroad, do you have any right to say my children must not travel abroad? You don't. You get? So if you don't have any right to say my children must not travel abroad, if they go there, you want them to remain without going to school? If they're having headache, you don't want them to patronize public this thing. You understand? I'm saying this. Some people will say, okay, how many number of people? But this is one of those things. Only the poor people, they will subject to, okay, your children must be in school. Or maybe average or middleman or whatever. That's number one condition. Then the second condition is that as husband and wife, if you as a mother, you are the one working in public sector as a civil servant, and me, I'm just managing my business hustling, jejely. It doesn't count. It's not binding on me. My children can still go to private schools, right? Because even if you as a mother, you are the one that working that is working in private sector, I'm the one working in public sector, I can still claim that you are the sponsor, you are the one taking care of the children.
Okay, so are you saying maybe they rework the bill to say
It's
Nigeria?
not about the reworking. It's about the effectiveness of implementation. It go hard. People go hard under plenty conditions not to make it that effective. And for politicians, if they say they no carry their children go there, what happens? You will go and prosecute them. If you do that, for how long? And for instance, political office holders, and maybe they appoint for 2 years. After 2 years, the person come out. Would they still maintain that particular school? The only point where you can take this thing against politicians is probably when they are looking for votes. When they are looking for votes, they say, okay, my children, okay, they ask them question, where are your children? Are they in public school the way the law be talk about? They say yes. At that point, they may even transfer their children to public school to get their votes. And when they are done, they relocate them. I remember I heard in Katina at a point, he carried one of his children, say he carried them go public school. But even when we now did investigation, that public school is among the best of the best in Kaduna State. You understand? It's a modern school that all that wanted to be looking to say, okay, how this school they progress. And guess what? The board did not even what's an update on it right now. You understand? So many of these things is not bad. I love the move that at least the person, the sponsor of the bill, put this the condition of our education and that of health in mind to say, okay, we need to do something urgently. It's even what we have been agitating for. The effectiveness of implementation might be my worry. And they should even focus more attention on political office holders that are being the one to make decision. If they want to make budget about education, now UNESCO is recommending 26% of your entire budget for you to put it in education. Who will decide that? Are they the public servants that are also struggling to look for transportation to go to their respective office place? Politicians will be the one to decide that. You understand? If they're talking about health sector, that Abuja declaration says it has to be 15% of your annual budget to health, and they are not complying with that, who will decide the number of percentage? If they eventually even comply, okay, we have 26% for education, we have 15% of our budget to health sector, who will be the one to release that money? Because inside the 26%, they may choose to release 10 that will go for the current expenditure, not even the capital expenditure. Who made the decision? Mostly they are politicians, not you. That in fact, the public servants will even prefer to go to public school because they know it's cheaper than private school when all is well. So they should think of how to fix this sector, make it work perfectly okay. Joining civil servants in this is more of say they won't punish them. Because if they want to do the implementation of that law, now then they go enforce it on them more than even the politicians that are the decider of the fate of our health and education sector.
Hot one there from Kola Wale Omoniyi. You're going to deal with us on Top Parliament Hour on Friday because now dear, we go chook mouth where inside this matter. But moving to the next one, still from the House of Representatives. Now they say, inside some kind of torchlight investigation, what did they do? House of Representatives don't discover about 31 ministries, departments, and agencies. If you read the report, you will see all of these agencies, what they call, say it gets some kind irregularity. It gets everything no they match when it comes to money matter from this ministries, departments, and agencies, and said in total is about 103.8 billion naira and about 950,912.05 dollars will be said and see. And now they're not stopped there. The House of Representatives now don't come mandate the EFCC and the IPPC. Say, oh yeah, they should make sure say they follow these NDAs one by each. Recover this huge amount of monies where they say in not regular for their hand and bring them back to government force. What do you think about this?
Yeah, the move of saying okay, they want to recover money, bad. The how effective and realistic is where the problem they always there. We dey always hear this regularity, these revelations here and there. Politicians will even say, okay, if you people are accusing us of corruption or fraudulent acts, na civil servants, na them they hate most of these things for us. Meaning, most of these MDAs, them too, their hand dirty on top of corruption matter. But the recovery, if you recover, good and fine. Where the money they go. Sometimes we don't want to talk about relooting the recovery. You understand? So they need to put some of these things in place. And if you no get that kind of system that will be able to monitor this thing to make it work the way it's supposed to be, it will be a serious challenge for us. So that is why if they talk about these revelations, it will be a new thing to Nigerians again. We don't talk about so many discovery, so many, oh, this person don't miss, this thing don't miss here and there. But how now they make sure say, number one, now recover. And beyond the recovery, the person where now they recover some of these things from, waiting be the punishment. The body language in this country is that just show example of somebody where they make them. People won't attempt to make them. Show example of somebody where they deal with because of the wrong thing we do. Some people go adjust. I remember when Buhari came on board, when they elected him in 2015, most of the MD, everybody, they adjust. Oh, na Buhari come, oh, fear of Buhari, of waiting the experience, innate, this and that. But in 6 months, when they discover, say, the fear not too dey ginger like that, everybody go back to their normal way of doing things. So we need a system that will work seamlessly to fight some of these things. If not, we hear about revelations today. If we get good and political will, then we'll recover little part of it. But if there is no system to fight it to make sure say they reduce it, because across the globe, corruption dey everywhere. If you allow your wall to open, lizard go enter am. You understand? But how can we reduce it to barest minimum? That will be the talk about.
All right. How we go to reduce some to barest minimum, right? Actually, the most important. Now, before we close our mouths, on a very joyous note, Super Falcons, our Nigerian women, senior women team, say so. Inside the Women African Cup of Nations, defending, then they don't win at 9 times, they are pursuing the 10th title. And yesterday, then beat the team where they look say, oh boy, this is the top team here, this is our biggest, and they beat them 2-1. Our Super Falcons beat the Bayana of South Africa 2-1, making way for us to play the final with Morocco. Just in 1 minute, 2 minutes, let's get to talk.
Good move and good news to us. Do this strange to us because our women, they always represent us well.
Hello.
They know they disappoint us, and kudos to them anyway. Because they easy too. Because sometimes when you don't reach that peak, for you to maintain that standard, it is hard. It is sweet person to climb ladder. To remain on that ladder, now it is hard. You understand? So for them to still maintain that standard, we say kudos to them. As if you don't get giant of Africa in every sector, if we are getting it from our women, we appreciate them for that.
Okay, so they play Morocco. We're waiting.
Now where they go with that? May they know to this overconfidence may not to enter them. You understand? May they learn from Chelsea PSG match. You understand? Because the impression we say, oh, I don't finish for Chelsea. You understand? So make them not think say, oh, the person where they see like favorite of the tournament and South Africa will already come out based on that. Final, we just anybody will enter final in any tournament, no come play. Now trophy you can look for. So make them not they distracted. Make them carry that full attention to play that match to make sure say at least then carry that trophy back home.
Right. Congratulations to our Super Falcons, and we hope to go congratulate them at the end of the competition. And this now where we will draw the curtain on top inside Naija for morning Wakayans from CHRICED Radio and TV for today. But I could say thank you very much to our Sabi man, Kolawole Morning with the show. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me.
And we hope to have you here again tomorrow.
Sure.
So you don't hear from tomorrow again. We will come the same time, the same station for another beautiful edition of Inside Naija. But for now, don't forget, the 12 o'clock, it will be time for sharp to read that. Now we will bring you our small news then from the station. And at the same time, our social media handles, they're very open for you. We're there at CHRICED Radio TV. Yes, at CHRICED Radio TV, and be the name of our social media title, and you can see us on YouTube, on Instagram, on X, on Facebook, and every other platform where you go fit in call. Continue to enjoy the program, continue to have a wonderful day, and catch you on the next program. My name is Princess. Have a wonderful day.
Hello, my country people of Naija. It don't take small where I say you. Maybe now one of the reasons why we must in the spread say K-Bobo don't leave the media space. But you know what? Say no to fake news. Because I never get tired and I know they retire. I just change gears small and make we enjoy ourselves better. Before you don't listen to me and that voice they sweet you, the analysis they tutorial. Now you go to watch me live on top CHRICED Radio and television. Where we go to break that news analysis well for you. On top of newspaper radio, big story where they happen. Inside program what we call Inside Naija. You go enjoy that well because we go break up for you, you go reason with us and you go understand it. Grammar well. What you need to do now to follow us on top www.CHRICEDradioandtv.com or you can follow us on top all our social media platforms. My name is Kolawole Omane on top CHRICED Radio and television. Your matter now we own.